Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So today I am making buttered chicken. Stick around and I'll show you how. I'm gonna have this chicken marinate for 24 hours. I like the spices to really marinate in the chicken, and I like for the yogurt to soften up the chicken. It's almost like a meat tenderizer, so it makes the chicken very lovely soft, and it retains more moisture this way too. So we're gonna cut the chicken into good size cubes, maybe about an inch size cube. And then we're just gonna place them in the Ziploc bag. And then we're gonna add all of our spices into that bag as well. Mix it all up and then set it in the fridge for overnight until the next day. Next, you'll need about 4 tablespoons of garlic. This is about 20 smaller size garlic. I get them from Costco. It's usually in the refrigerated area. And I just freeze them in the freezer and they last really, really long. I do use a lot of garlic in my cooking, so I go through that bag pretty quickly, but I also don't want it to go bad, especially with the prices of garlic nowadays. It's just ridiculous. After you mince your garlic into tiny little pieces, just go ahead and place it in the bag. And now we're gonna add the spices. Go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt for all of my cooking, or Hawaiian salt, but in this case, we're using the pink Himalayan salt. Next is chili powder. So go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Two teaspoons turmeric powder. It's also not shown, but I added 2 tablespoons of ground ginger. 2 teaspoons cumin powder, also not shown, 2 teaspoons garam masala. 1 cup of organic Greek yogurt. And this part is awesome because you don't have to get dirty. You don't have to get your hands dirty or your fingers dirty. You just take that bag and you massage it all around so that the yogurt and the spices gets distributed equally, and that's it. And I didn't get to record this portion, but I also added 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. That's what that tall green and yellow bottle is. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this, put it in the ice box, let it marinate overnight, and then I'm gonna cook it tomorrow. Okay, so I got my wok, I put some oil. It's nice and steamy, so I'm just gonna start adding my chicken, getting that cooked. You don't wanna cook it fully either. You just wanna pretty much brown all the sides, and then you're gonna remove it. And because they're tenderloin and breast, they don't need to be cooked too long either, or they're gonna overcook. So I'm just gonna start cutting my onions. The pot is on. I'm gonna wait for it to get a little more hot, and then I'm gonna add olive oil so I can cook the onions and eventually the ginger. So you wanna mince the onions, and you want to make it smaller in size because you can either blend it or you can use your handheld food processor and use that to process the sauce. You can eat it chunky. I don't prefer it chunky. We like it blended and creamy. So the smaller you make the onions, as it cooks, it'll get soft, and then it'll be easy to blend in smaller pieces, but it's really up to you. Okay, the pan's getting hotter, so I'm gonna add a good amount of olive oil in there. And then I'm gonna get my onion so I can start cooking it down in the pot. My onions are going everywhere. Okay. Okay, so I'm adding some ghee. To the onions. So the onions are already cooked. Add some ghee, nice flavor. Add some fat because we're going to put the spices in. And the key to spices is you want to bloom them. So you want to cook them in some type of fat. Butter, oil, ghee, whatever it may be, you want to cook your spices in it for a few minutes to let the flavor bloom. And don't worry about it. You can use ground or you can use whole seeds, or not seeds, but whole coriander, because you're gonna blend the mixture after. Now, if you're not gonna blend it and you're gonna leave your butter chicken sauce chunky with the onions like this and just everything chunky, then you wanna grind this or buy it ground. Because if not, you're gonna be biting into it and that's not very fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put all my spices in. So that is cumin, coriander, salt, and garam masala. Yeah. And so we're gonna cook this for a couple minutes to let the flavors bloom. Then we're gonna add our garlic and our ginger. So, and you don't want the spice to burn because it can burn too, so just keep it moving. It smells so good. So you just want to cook the ginger and the garlic until it's fragrant. And then you're going to add your tomatoes. This one has a lot of basil. It said basil leaf, but geez Louise, that is a lot. And you know what? These tomatoes are giant, so I think I'm gonna pull them out and chop them up first. Forget it. I'm gonna blend it after anyway. I forgot to add chili powder, red chili powder. So I'm gonna add a few teaspoons. 2 teaspoons. So I like to use Italian tomatoes, like Italian tomatoes from Italy. I believe this one is called San Marzano. It's super soft. Remember how chunky it was? It's pretty much just like falling apart as I'm like, you know, chopping it up with my spoon. It's like really tender, the tomatoes. Okay, so I just covered it for about 20 minutes and I'm just letting it simmer. And then I'm going to get my immersion blender and blend that baby up. So I didn't realize my camera was not on when I put the chicken in, but the last step, you would just place your chicken back in the pot and allow it to cook for a few minutes just to heat it up and continue cooking through. You're gonna add a little bit of heavy whipping cream. It'll help break the acidity and just make it creamy and delicious. So just trust me on that. And then you're gonna add your fenugreek, just a little bit, stir it in. That's it. You serve it, eat it with some warmed up naan bread. What I did was I took my naan bread, I cooked it in a little bit of butter and chopped up garlic. So we had butter garlic naan bread with our butter chicken, you guys. It's so good. Don't underestimate this meal. I know it looks very simple, but it is loaded with spices and flavors and so yummy. Thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen and learning how to make butter chicken. I'll see you guys on the next video. Do not forget to like and subscribe because it does help our little channel grow. I will see you on the next one. Ahoy ho!